Okay, it's going to be really tough for me to stay on point with this one. By the way, you guys made great comments in that last video. If you haven't, go back to that last video. I talked about or asked about the what happens, where will they go? And look at some of the comments some of these guys made. Really sharp stuff. And I'll get back to. It's hard for me to do the comments because the reply buttons disappear. So when they work, I'll thank everyone for their comments. I watched the video this morning, Hibernian Sun. He did on Brexit. Good video. And something he said inspired me, or brought up something out of my something I saw in the past. And I can't think of what Hibernian Sun said. If you're a Republican and a globalist, and it kind of caught me off guard. And then there are many Republicans that are globalists, okay? And this is the thing that snuck up on me. I never really understood what the global agenda or the globalist agenda was, okay? I never really saw it until the second term of Obama, okay? It's just one of those things that kind of right over my head. And when you take your country and you go into you go join an organization and a brotherhood or whatever you want to call it, an organization that has an agenda, and they're from other countries, and you decide you're going to make decisions about what the whole group gets to do. Okay. In other words, if let's say you got Mexico and Canada and whoever else, we're going to get together this little group and make decisions for the group. Okay. Well, they're also making decisions for us. They can affect our decision. We look at that. I don't remember what it's called. The Sushi Accord. It's that Japanese deal that they got us into. All the environmentalists love it. You know what I'm talking about. Where okay, here's what the carbon numbers got to be and this kind of stuff, and then we have to fall into that. We've joined a group and allowed that group to make decisions upon us. Okay. We've done that in the past. We made decisions for other people, but now we join these things. We look at the environmental laws here. Most of this stuff is decided by other individuals who are not part of our country. Okay, we vote for politicians. We put them in office to create a system that takes care of this, and then they go pawn it off. They go join some global thing, and now we're into that. We lose our sovereignty is what I'm saying. And where I really missed this globalist agenda is back during NAFTA. I was never for NAFTA, okay? But the way it was sold to us, listen, we're going to allow corporations to go down to Mexico, close to the border, do business down there, allow them to sell their goods back here at a low tariff, if any tariff at all. And what it's going to do is it's going to create an economy down there to get the Mexicans to stay home, improving their life by giving them a decent economy. The corporate entity we send down there can operate a little bit of profit and sell the product back to us as consumers at a cheaper rate. It's a win-win. Mexicans stay home, Mexicans get a good economy, corporate makes money, we save when we buy the product. That was a lie. None of that ever happened. None of that ever worked out. They went down there. If they weren't making anything before, they paid the Mexicans pennies to build Dodge trucks. Because I know my old Dodge truck was assembled in Mexico. My NAFTA jeans, my Wrangler jeans are made in Mexico. Those aren't made here. And the prices never adjusted. It wasn't like, oh, well, because of NAFTA, I'm getting this at a much cheaper rate. The only individuals that made out on that were corporate. I'm sure no one had I'm sure it wasn't a problem for Wrangler or whoever else to go down there and I can see it. They said, well, we'll send you guys down there, but you got to pay these people more, sell it for less, and we'll change the tariff, yada yada. It would work out. That didn't happen. The corporate made a ton of money on that NAFTA deal. Okay, and that's a globalist thing. Corporate's all about global stuff because they should be able to. They want to sell at every market. They want to have the freedom to move into any market, anywhere, at any time, without the hindrance of a tax, embargoes, borders, or anything like that. Corporate loves it. Okay, but it's not doing what they sell. Oh, it's going to create other economies. We'll have trade partners, and all this kind of good stuff will happen. And so I didn't see it during. It was Bush Jr. Because I think Bush Sr. gave us NAFTA. But when Bush Jr. was on the scene, and I didn't see it with Clinton, but you can see now where it's all we've done with this globalist situation when, like Herbie Hybrini said, globalist Republicans, all the globalist Republicans have done is chased off capital and jobs. Everything's built elsewhere because of this. And they don't even lie to us anymore saying, well, we're just doing this to create better economies elsewhere. It worked great with the Mexican deal. But that got past me until Obama came on the scene where I could see there's, a globalist agenda. I could see how this thing's working now. Okay, I complained about NAFTA, but I didn't see it as a globalist thing, a globalist idea. And if you really look at when they try to sell you this global plan, it's really a great plan. It really sounds like a great message, just like Bernie Sanders. They got a great message. It's just a big lie. Trying to stay on point here. Now, that being said, when Bush Jr., baby Bush, ran for to become the president, when he was still trying to get going through like what we're going through now, the primaries. And I'm pretty sure the guy's name is McCarthy. You know who he is. You've seen him. You've heard him. I always forget the guy's name. If I've got it wrong, I'll put it down in the description. This is who I meant. Because I don't have the internet up right now. I can't dig him up. But the guy I think it was McCarthy. I'll just call him McCarthy. Or mix something. And he's on like Face the Name. One of those media things on the weekends. He was running. Okay, and he was the guy that I think the Libertarian Party bought him to run for their party, either that or the next as like a third party thing or something. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on all that. Anyhow, McNamara, something like that. Anyway, this guy Mac, I was in my truck. I was driving up to the Bay Area on the old 99, got the radio on, and this guy gave a speech. It was like a 30-minute speech. He talked about closing the border, shutting down NAFTA. In other words, get a tariff on these products coming in. Get these guys to come back home and build products here to avoid the tariff. He said a whole bunch of other things about unioning up with these other outside agencies outside of our government. These treaty deals and stuff like that where we're losing our sovereignty. Real big on shutting down the borders. He also talked about trade with countries that are outside, like terrorist countries. Don't trade with them. They don't exist. We don't operate. This is all before 9/11. All this big time hardcore right stuff. Total. They called him a nationalist. They called him an isolationist. I mean, they went after this guy for a week. Even Rush Limbaugh was, oh man, this guy's so extreme and all this kind of stuff. And just hammered this guy. And the Republican Party, no part of this guy. This guy's extremist and all this kind of thing. If you look at Trump's message now, it is just remotely as extreme as this Matt guy. And I don't know, the guy may not have pulled it off. If he was elected, maybe he couldn't have done it or whatever. But I wish I could find this guy's speech. If we had done anything that this man had said in that speech, we would be a different country today. And in my mind, what it told me is we had an opportunity. Like I said, the guy may have been lying, may not have been able to pull it off. But everything he discussed at that time, and this is almost 20 years ago. Less than 20, I think it's after Clinton. So he was running against Bush in the primaries. And all these things that he I don't want to say prophesied. All these things that he warned that we needed to stop doing have all bit us in the butt today. We're suffering from every single one of them today. And it's a shame that I don't care if we got the guy or not, but if we didn't listen to what this guy was saying about the borders, about trade agreements, about NAFTA and these globalist, shenanigans, and all of it coming from most of it coming from the Republican Party. Oh no, we're it's that great globalist message. We want to reach out to other countries and yada yada. No, you're giving your sovereignty away. You're inviting other people in. Invite someone into your household that's not a family member and have them make decisions about how you spend your money, or whether or not you're going to do something this weekend or whatever else. That's what we've done. We've got, we've washed this thing down, watered it down. But yeah, I'll find the guy's name and put it down below here. I said a lot of people probably don't like the guy, whatever the case. He's kind of harsh. But these things that he spoke of back almost 20 years ago, had we listened then and at least tried to go in that direction, we wouldn't have the problems we had today. And this guy was right, whether you like him or not. At that time, at this speech that he gave in those primaries, he was right. Lock down the borders, stop trading with terrorists, the whole nine. I'll find his name and I'll put it on here somewhere. Yeah, God bless you. Love you.